What's going on, guys? The Comics Kid 2099 here. Welcome to day 21 of the 365-day graphic novel review challenge. Today, I want to talk to you about a book that I check out from my library, Descender, Volume 1. This is the first 6 issues of the Descender series, written by Jeff Lemire, with art by, I know I'm going to mispronounce his name, Dustin Nguyen. He's the guy who does Little Gotham for DC Comics, and he did some other Batman stories. He did one of Paul Dini's Hush stories, I think. Heart of Hush, I think, maybe, is what he did. But he's done some Batman work that I really liked, and this is the first 6 issues of Descender, like I said. And this is a very interesting world. It deals with a lot of tropes that you are very familiar with if you've seen any science fiction at all. You've got robots in this world, and then you've got organic people. I don't necessarily want to say human, because a lot of these people are aliens. They're not exactly human. They're humanoid, I guess we should say. You've got robots and you've got humanoids, and the humanoids do not trust the robots, and in some cases, the robots don't trust the humanoids. And in some cases, I would say both instances with very good reason. A lot of the humanoids have a very good reason not to trust the robots, at least some of the robots, and then in turn, a lot of the robots have a very good reason not to trust the humanoids. But this deals with a lot of stuff that you are very familiar with. If you've seen Star Trek, you've seen the thing where people don't think that robots actually have feelings, and they don't think that robots should have rights, and they say, no, don't call him a him, call him an it. It doesn't matter, it doesn't have any bearing on us, it's nothing to us. You've seen that sort of thing in science fiction stories a lot. What I was really impressed with about Descender is that it plays with those elements in a new and interesting way. I think one thing that I really like about this is that it gives validity to both sides of the argument. You've got humanoids who want to see all robots destroyed, and it's believable why they would want to see all robots destroyed. Not necessarily commendable, because not all robots are bad, but the beginning of this story starts with a huge atrocity committed by robots, and so you've got a lot of people who want to see all the robots just go away. And that's kind of understandable in light of this atrocity that happens. But then you've got the robots who they don't trust or like any of the humans because of the cullings going on against robot kind, and it's understandable that they don't trust the humans because of that. And then you've got another humanoid character in this book who kind of represents that angle that they don't hate robots, but they also don't consider robots to be real people and have real emotions and that sort of thing. And that particular character, she is using a robot for her own ends, so you can kind of see why the robots don't like the humanoids also. But this is a book that, in a way, it kind of reminds me of Lost or the movie Prometheus, but not in a bad way. One thing that I really liked about Lost and Prometheus was hints of a backstory of things that were very ancient, way before any civilization that we know of today. You got a lot of that in Prometheus, you got a little bit of that in Lost. I really like getting to see, okay, millions of years ago, this civilization, they had some sort of weird and crazy technology that is completely beyond our grasp today, and we're only just now realizing that this ancient civilization had use of that technology. You get a little bit of that in this book, and that kind of thing is always really cool to me. I really like getting to see that. There is a mystery building here. There is some force behind these robots that commit this atrocity at the beginning of the book, and at the end of this book, we still don't know who is behind it, but there's more layers being built on this story. It starts off pretty complex. I don't want to say complex. It starts off very involved, I guess we should say. It's not confusing, but it's definitely not a simple story. But it starts off very involved, and then it only grows to be more involved over the course of 6 issues. It becomes more intriguing as more new elements are added and new twists are added to this story. I really love the artwork. Dustin Nguyen, I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce his name. I've always liked his artwork, and I really like it here, and I like the writing. This is probably my favorite Jeff Lemire story. I haven't read a whole lot from him. Animal Man, that he did for the New 52, I think is the only other thing that I've read from him. No, I did read an X-Men book last year, Extraordinary X-Men. I forgot that he wrote that. But this is probably my favorite thing that he's written. I will definitely be checking out Volume 2. I'm very interested to see how long the series is going to run, because this feels like one of those series that could last 6 or 7 trade paperbacks, 60, 70 issues long. It kind of reminds me of the The Sixth Gun in that way, where it starts off and you're thinking like, oh, this is going to be a 12-issue series, and then it ends up being really long and really involved with a whole lot of story over the course of an entire series. And I can very easily see this series becoming that. So I'm definitely looking forward to reading more from the series. I'm going to try and track down a volume just to own for myself. I checked this out at the library, but I liked it so much I want to buy this series and just own it. That is my thoughts on Descender Volume 1. I will be talking to you guys about some other book tomorrow. I don't know what I will be talking about, but in the meantime, you guys have a great rest of the day, and be sure to check out all my other videos that I will be doing throughout the rest of this year in the 365-day graphic novel review challenge. In the meantime, you guys have a great rest of the day, and I will see you later. Have a good one.